Hey everybody, Ron and Don here with our guest, Jan.
He's back for the fifth time.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of guest appearances.
Alright, and today we're going to be talking about Tremonti's second album, Cauterize.
Tremonti, we gave his first album, All I Was, an A+ review.
Yes.
I think we all think that's a perfect album, even me.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tremonti
I know.
as these guys. But he comes out with a pretty good effort on his second time around. And we'll get to Dust, and we will definitely get to A Dying Machine. Very excited about that. So let's just start off here with Radical Change.
Radical Change has a big, I'd say a huge difference compared to All I Was. It's way more thrashy speed metal, which I feel like is what he had been wanting to get to. Not so much with All I Was, because I was just more experimenting, finding his type of heavy metal that he wanted to play, but I mean, it just literally smacks straight into it, and it's quite the opener for something that we've never heard from any of his other works before.
Right.
Yeah.
This song definitely starts with what he's comfortable with, as you'll see later in this album and later in Dust. It's a great opener, because he hasn't written a song like this.
Yeah.
So it starts off really good, really fast, really thumping. It's just a really good song.
Yeah, definitely. This song, as Ian said, it's very thrashy. Starts off with a bang. There was not a song like this on All I Was, which I appreciate. He didn't, keep that same sound. He's trying new things, going faster and heavier, and I really appreciate that. But you've got that classic Tremonti chorus.
It's like he made a radical change to his sound.
Definitely a starting off with a bang, and then we get to my favorite song on the album, Flying Monkeys.
Yes.
This just turned into my favorite song on the album, by the way.
Just
Really?
now,
Just
after
now,
that
after
listen.
listening to it again. This is such an inventive riff. The weird chords going on.
Weird
and
dissonant chords.
I love this sound that he has, and the melody's great. It's a very inventive song, and I like how he changed it up a bit with this song.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a headbanger for sure.
Oh yeah, Eric's harmonies definitely stand out on this one when he matches with Mark Tremonti's vocals in the chorus. So good, so well done. There's no solo in it, and it still keeps you captivated. It's just really
It's
good.
a song that really doesn't deserve a solo, because in and of itself, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. Then we get to Cauterize, another banger, starting off like Radical Change. But then it changes it up a little bit within the chorus and the end of the song.
Yeah, the flow, it really, within the first three songs of Cauterize, you can really tell that there's a different formula for the writing of this album. It's very, very unique compared to All I Was. But as you go on through his discography, it kind of becomes a formality. It's just stuck in the way that he writes music. But
Kind of starts with this album.
Yeah, and with Cauterize, it just keeps that formula going. It's just a driving, grooving, slamming, thumping song, and it's got everything you could want from Tremonti, except a solo.
I wouldn't say that it starts like Radical Change.
Yeah,
I think
no.
it starts a lot heavier.
Yeah.
Because just him basically picking super fast. But yeah, it's probably one of the heaviest on this album, if not the heaviest. It's just a really good self-titled song.
Yeah,
That one used to be my favorite on here.
I remember.
Yeah.
And then Arm Yourself, which is just another banging song with a pretty good chorus.
Another thrashier song. Starts out like Radical Change.
This
Yes.
one starts
Yeah,
out like
this one-
Radical Change.
Yeah.
It's another really fast-paced speed metal song that really, I'd say, is one of the heavier songs on the album, along
Yeah, I
with
agree
Cauterize
with you.
and Radical Change.
Yeah. This is my personal favorite on this album. The melody for the chorus gets me every time. I love it. It's just so good. Mark Tremonti's vocals are insane on this.
Yeah, he really took a step up with this album, going beyond his reach and trying to just pull out anything he could to make him sound better.
I'd say vocally this album is superior
Yeah.
to All I Was.
Yeah.
Just in the fact that he's trying so hard, and you can really hear it. Then we get to the first ballad, Dark Trip, which I appreciate for sounding a little different. But I kind of get a little bored. It's not really memorable. I don't really remember what the chorus is like I do with the rest of these songs.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the different sound he tried to go for, which I always like when bands change it up. So
Yeah, Dark Trip wasn't really a ballad that ever caught my attention.
Yeah.
Like, it never stuck with me, and I wanted to take a dark trip out of there, if you know what I mean, 'cause I don't want to listen to that song all the time. No sirree, Bob.
No, it's not memorable. There's just nothing really that stands out in this track, and you kind of lose a little bit of interest. But it's still a really good effort, not a bad song at all, just not one that sticks out.
Yeah.
yeah. Moving on to Another Heart, the first single released. I remember when this came out, we were all pretty excited.
I was freaking hyped, bro.
You were so hyped.
It's still my favorite song on the album. Still my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, this song grew on me. At first, I liked the instrumental. I didn't really like how his melodies were.
You always complained to me about how you didn't like the syncopation of his chorus melody.
It didn't vibe with me.
But that's the best part.
It just didn't vibe with me. But the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I'm okay with it. But instrumentally, this is one of the best on this album. It's very inventive and adventurous, and it shows.
It really brings him back to his roots.
Yeah.
And stuff like All I Was, but it adds that new formula that he added for Cauterize.
Yeah, it's one of the best solos on this album, probably, I have to say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's insane.
Then we go to the second ballad, Fall Again. A much better, more realized song, I'd say, with a really good hook on it.
Yeah, it's better than Dark Trip.
That's what I said.
I know. I'm just emphasizing that. I'm just really emphasizing that.
Yeah, this song's much better, and again, Eric's harmonies on this song with his chorus match with Mark Tremonti's vocals, just like he did on Flying Monkeys. I just absolutely love it. His vocals are really good on this song.
Yeah, one thing that I really love about this band is that the other members shine.
Yeah.
They really do.
And, usually... I mean, I don't know about usually, but like sometimes when I hear bands that are named after like a solo member,
it's a solo project.
It's the solo person who shines. But it's the whole band.
Yep. And with this album, Wolfgang Van Halen is playing bass, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we go to Tie the Noose, which is the last banger on the album, I'd say. I think this song has his best vocal performance.
Oh yeah, I think so.
One of, if not one of.
On this
best.
album.
On this album.
I'd have to disagree.
What would you say?
I mean, it's up there, but I think Radical Change. Tie the Noose, like you said, is really the real big last banger on the album. I think it sets a good tone for the rest of the album, especially with Sympathy and Providence coming up. But when I first heard Tie the Noose, it became my favorite song just because it was just a really, really like headbanging groove, and Garrett Whitlock outdid himself from All I Was to Cauterize, and I feel like with every album he's done that on drums. This song just is a really good way to close out the album for the last 3 songs.
Yeah. Instrumentally, this one is super heavy, super grooving, and Mark Tremonti's vocals really shine on this song because he is like belting in the chorus, and it's insane.
Yeah. Then we get to Sympathy, the last power ballad of the album. It's a catchy song with some pretty good vocals and a good solo at the end.
Yeah,
that's really all I have to say about it.
It's really you got a good taste for Mark Tremonti's happy side. I feel like everything else on the album is pretty dark.
I remember listening to these before this album was released. I remember listening to these like 10-second clips of a few songs on this, and this one was one of them. And his vocals, when he went into the chorus, was just, I was like, what? I'm so excited for this album. His vocals really shine, and the like instrumental guitar wise isn't like insanely crazy or anything, but it's still a really catchy song to end it. So
then we get to my second favorite song on the album, Providence. This song is different. This song has 2 different sides to it, which I absolutely love, and it really changes up the album for me. And I really appreciate how he made this the last song on the album.
It's a hell of a closer, that's for sure.
You have those like kind of harmonizing guitars,
Oh, yeah.
like right before the chorus, and then that instrumental switch, which I absolutely adore. Yeah, I just really like what he did on this song.
Really, he should have called this one Dark Trip, because you go from the kind of semi non-wallowing depressed state to like just all out like it's like it's a slam and groove, and it really does take a dark turn, dark trip into a different part of the song.
And then you have those harmonies in that instrumental switch. You have those harmonies with Tremonti and Friedman, which are amazing.
Exactly. This song, just everything about this one, just it ties it all together, what you've been listening through to this album, and he ends with such a good closer. And it's not like insanely heavy, but he has those moments where it gets like that, and it just kind of summarizes what you've listened to in this album.
Pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, I wouldn't call this better than All I Was, because it's definitely like kind of stumbles a little bit for me. I don't listen to all the songs on here as much. I think with this, he found a formula and he stuck with it, and it gets a little predictable at times for me from what he's going to do. But songs like Providence and, Another Heart really change that up melody-wise and structure-wise a little bit. But, with this, he sticks to that verse-chorus-verse thing, and it stands out a lot more on this album to me than on All I Was.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's a good sophomore effort.
Yeah.
Good sophomore effort. Didn't hit that slump like you always talk about.
What, when bands get into a formula and then everything sounds the same?
Yeah, he didn't.
No, I'm glad not every song on here sounds the same. I'm glad that this doesn't sound like All I Was. But he found that formula. It goes until dust.
Yeah, it's just a 2-album thing.
Yeah,
but it's a good sophomore effort. Definitely caught the attention of more people.
Yeah,
he got more recognition, not only in like just the metal community, but also fan wise. He really started to grow because he started touring with more national acts such as like Seether and whatnot. And even though he mainly tours in Europe with this, it's just he gets a lot more recognition for it.
Yep. With this album, all I really have to say is this is where he kind of solidified his sound and where he got really comfortable. And it's a really good sound overall. And I'm glad that he made an album that kind of changed things up from All I Was and is still just really, really good.
Yeah. I'm feeling a strong B+ on this.
Yeah, A- from me.
Overall, I'm going to give this an A-.
Yeah. Well, tell us what you think. Sorry that our Dying Machine reaction is banned in Canada and 249 other countries. We'll try and avoid that next time we do another reaction video.
Yeah.
But be prepared for a Dust review and a Dying Machine review.
Yes.
And a lot more to come because this week got a lot of good albums.
Yep. Please let us know what you think.
Yeah.
If you agree with us, disagree, please let us know.
Yeah. Catch us next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, have a good time. Dark Trip sucks.